What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper, and in this video we're going to do another drywall penetration test. This time we're going to do the test with a rifle, and this is the first ever drywall test that I've done with a rifle. And we're going to be using a 300 Winchester Magnum today, and the gun that you see over there is my Ruger M77 Hawkeye Alaskan. I absolutely love that gun. It's got an Athlon Midas HMR 2.5 to 15 power scope. It's a very accurate gun. Highly recommended. I've added some custom features to it. I upgraded the stock. I put a Timney trigger on there and free floated it and some other things. But we're going to shoot through this sheetrock here. We got 89 sheets of common 1/2-inch sheetrock or drywall. This is what the walls in your house are made out of. And I just want to see how many sheets of sheetrock it takes to stop a 300 Winchester Magnum. And the reason why is I'm just curious, and God forbid if you ever discharged a hunting rifle like this inside of your home in a suburban area, I want to know more or less how many walls it's going to take to stop the bullet. And we're going to be using two different types of rounds today. We're going to be shooting at 25 yards, and we're going to be using this 180 grain solid flat nose bullet from Choice Ammunition. It's the cutting edge Safari Solid, and on the box it says that it goes 3,100 feet per second, but from my Ruger I chronographed, it goes around 2,800 feet per second out of that barrel. And so this one's going about 2,800 feet per second. It's a solid copper bullet. It's machined out of copper and some other type of alloy, and it's an absolutely monstrous penetrator. I've shot this round through 15 Douglas fir 2x10s, which is more than my 45-70 and more than my 500 Magnum. So we're going to see how many sheets of sheetrock it'll take to stop this thing. Hopefully we have enough sheetrock. We got almost 90 sheets here. Hopefully that's enough. And this is from Choice Ammunition, and they're out of Montana. And then the other round that we're going to shoot after we shoot the Choice, we're going to go with this Hornady Superformance 180 grain Super Shock tip. And this one's supposed to travel at 3,150 feet per second. And out of my Ruger, it travels about 3,050 feet per second. So this thing is moving really, really fast. So let's see what happens, guys. I'm going to set up the cameras and let's get started with our test. And this is actually the same sheetrock that I used for my 500 Magnum tests that I did recently. And so what I did was I just marked off the bullet holes to make sure I shoot into some fresh sheetrock. I figured I had all this sheetrock left, and rather than throwing it out, I could do a test with the 300 and see what kind of penetration we get. So just so you guys are aware, the 500 Magnum penetrated through 40 sheets of sheetrock, and the 44 Magnum penetrated through 32 sheets of sheetrock. So let's see how the 300 Win Mag does. I'm really curious how it's going to do. Hopefully we have enough sheetrock and it doesn't blow out the back. So let's see what happens. All right, guys. So the first shot is going to be the Choice Ammunition 180 grain cutting edge solid, around 2,800 feet per second. And then the second shot is going to be the Hornady 180 grain SST. And this one's going around 3,050 feet per second out of this gun here. So All right, guys, let's go check it out and see what happened. All right, guys, just wanted to show you the initial results here. So this was the shot that I took with the choice ammunition, 180 grain solid. And this was the shot that I took with the Hornady 180 grain SST. And we got some pretty interesting results here. Check this out, guys. It looks like that choice ammunition almost penetrated all of these sheets of sheetrock here. This is almost 90 sheets of sheetrock. Look at this. Okay, and I don't see that the bullet exited. It's possible that it actually exited. So we're gonna take these pieces of sheetrock apart and see what happened. I hope that it didn't exit, but if it did exit, that's crazy. I'm hoping that it's stuck somewhere in one of these sheets here. But look at that, guys. Absolutely insane. It might have exited, guys. I think it's a possibility that this bullet exited. You can see that it ripped a hole here. So I don't know if it doesn't look like it exited. Maybe it just dented it so bad that it ripped the paper on the back. But the only way we're gonna find out is to take it apart. So let's take this thing apart and see what happened here. Again, we got 89 sheets of sheetrock, guys. Absolutely insane. So stay tuned. I'm gonna take this contraption apart and we're gonna go through each sheet one by one and see what happened and how deep the 300 Win Mag was able to penetrate. All right, guys, I brought all the sheetrock back to my house and I wanna go through the results with you. And I wanna go through all these sheets one by one to show you guys exactly what happened. But basically we penetrated through almost all of the sheets here. We had 89 sheets of sheetrock, and the 180 grain cutting edge solid from Choice Ammunition, traveling at around 2,800 feet per second from my rifle, almost penetrated through all 89 sheets. Okay, it actually got stuck in the 89th sheet, and it almost penetrated the 89th sheet. So we're gonna say that the 180 grain cutting edge solid from Choice Ammunition penetrated through 88 sheets of half-inch sheetrock. Okay, that is absolutely insane. That's about 40 walls. Okay, if you think of an interior wall in your house, you have 2 sheets of sheetrock. Theoretically, this 180 grain cutting edge solid could penetrate through 40 interior walls in a stick frame lumber house. So That's crazy, guys. And we're not even talking about armor-piercing ammunition here. This is just monolithic metal, solid bullet that's designed for dangerous game. And in the last test that I did with this bullet and this load from Choice Ammunition, I was able to penetrate through 15 2x10s, okay? Douglas for 2x10s. That's a lot of wood, guys. So if any of you guys out there are interested in a dangerous game load for your 300 Win Mag, check out Choice Ammunition. They make the 180 grain cutting edge solids, and they perform very well so far based on my testing. I haven't tested them on game yet, but if you're looking for some type of bear defense load or bear hunting load, you know, you definitely want to check out that Choice Ammunition 180 grain cutting edge solid. Even if you're hunting in bear country and you want to mix in some of your cartridges in your magazine with some solids in case you run across a bear while you're elk hunting, not a bad idea at all. So 88 sheets of sheetrock, guys, almost penetrated through all of these sheets of sheetrock here, and I'll show you guys exactly how the bullet got stuck. It got stuck in the 89th sheet, so pretty crazy luck that I had with this test, because I was concerned that this round penetrated through all of them, which would have been a bummer because we wouldn't know exactly how many sheets it could penetrate through. But the fact that it got stopped at the last sheet is pretty crazy luck, if you ask me. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's pretty crazy that it stopped at the very last sheet. I've never had that happen in any of my penetration tests. So, but that's a lot of penetration, guys. You know, that's, you know, you're looking at 4 feet of sheetrock, you know, or just about 4 feet of sheetrock. I have, you know, 89 sheets, and these are 1/2 inch thick. So you do the math, that's almost 4 feet of sheetrock, okay? Now the Hornady 180 grain SST, traveling at 3,050 feet per second out of my rifle, penetrated through 23 sheets of sheetrock. So much, much less than the 180 grain cutting edge solid from Choice Ammunition. About a quarter of the penetration of that cutting edge solid, and that pretty much lines up with the tests that I've done in wood. And when I tested the Hornady SST in 2x10s, I was able to penetrate through 4 2x10s, almost 5, and the cutting edge solid I was able to penetrate through 15 2x10s. So here we penetrated 23 sheets with the Hornady Superformance 180 grain SST, and that's about a quarter to a third of what the cutting edge solid did, which was 89 sheets. So I want to just go through all these sheets of sheetrock one by one and show you guys the hole that Hornady SST left in the sheetrock. It left a pretty massive hole, and I'll show you guys that. Even though it didn't penetrate as deep, it made a huge hole. So for medium size or small sized game with soft skin game, that 180 grain SST is fine. And anything bigger, then you need AccuBonds or TTSX. But stay tuned, and I'll show you guys all the sheets of sheetrock. We'll go through it one by one, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we got a lot of sheets of sheetrock to go through, but this was the first sheet here, and I numbered every single sheet so I would make sure that I didn't, you know, mess up the arrangement. So you can look at the top of every sheet as I'm counting, and you can see what sheet we're on. But these were the 2 shots that I took, and these were the sheetrocks. These were the sheetrock panels that I used when I did my 500 Magnum tests. But what I did was I sketched out where the holes were from the 500 Magnum tests, so I wouldn't hit in the same area. So we had some fresh sheets, some fresh areas of the sheetrock here in the upper right corner. So I aimed into this area. This was our shot with the 180 grain cutting edge solid from Choice Ammunition. And this one up here was the Hornady 180 grain SST, the Superformance. So let's go through these sheets one by one. So here's sheet number 1. We got sheet number 2. Sheet number 3. Sheet number 4, and you can start to see the hole from that SST getting bigger. Sheet number 5, now the hole is really big. Look at how big that hole is. That's a huge hole. And these other holes here, these are from my 500 Magnum. So this was the SST, and this was the cutting edge solid. Sheet number 6, and now the hole is really getting big. Look at how big this hole is. It's even bigger than the holes from the 500, okay? Sheet number 7. Sheet number 8. Sheet number 9. Sheet number 10. Sheet number 11. Look at how big this hole is, guys. Absolutely huge hole. Sheet number 12. We got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to move the camera up a little bit more so you guys can see a little bit better. Here's 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, and then here's 23, and you can see a little piece of the bullet here that fell on the ground actually. You can see some of the lead in there that came off of the bullet. You can see that grayish color there. That's part of the lead. And I'm going to see if I can't recover the bullet. It's stuck in the 24th sheet here. All right, I'm going to try to pull the bullet out. It could be a messed up, you know, it could be really destroyed and it may be hard for me to salvage it. But I'm going to try to pull the bullet out. You can see it's all pretty much destroyed. The bullet's pretty messed up and squashed, but I'm gonna see if I can't get it out. All right, so I'm gonna try to do that, and at the end of the video I'll show you the bullets after I recover them from the sheetrock. So here's sheet 25, here's sheet 26, 27, 28, 29. Here's the hole from the cutting edge solid. I'll move the camera up a little bit. You guys can see better. Here's sheet 30, 31,
32, 33, 34. Here's 35. There's the hole right there. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. And move the camera up again so you guys can see better. 48, 49, 50, 51. There's the hole right there. 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Move this up a little bit. There's 63, 64, 65. There's 65, 66, 67. You see the hole right there. 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79.
Here we got 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, there's 87, and here we got the last two sheets. You can see here's 88, sheet 88, and you can see the bullet sticking out. You can see it sticking out the back of this sheet here, sheet number 88. And this is the cutting edge solid. That's what it looks like, guys. It's pretty much maintained 100% of its shape. It's a pretty long bullet. It's got a sectional density of, I think, 0.27, so it's almost 0.3 sectional density, which is considered the minimum for dangerous game. If you're hunting dangerous game or you're using ammo for self-defense against dangerous game, you want to have a sectional density of 0.3, and I believe this should be like 0.27, so it's right up there. This is very adequate for bear defense. Look at this bullet here, guys. Pretty crazy. And so I want to show you, this is the second to last sheet here. This is the 88th sheet. And then here's the 89th sheet. And this was the back of the 89th sheet, and you could see it actually punched a hole through the 89th sheet, but it didn't have enough energy to fly out the back, all right? But it did punch a hole through the last sheet, okay? So that's pretty crazy luck that I had, that this bullet was able to stop on the last sheet. So pretty interesting, guys. So I'm going to try to pull the bullets out. I'm gonna try to pull the Hornady SST out, and I want to show you guys the bullets, and then we'll conclude the video. All right, guys, so I pulled the SST bullet out of the Sheetrock, and I wanted to show you guys up close what it looked like. And you can see the jacket peeled really far back, and a lot of the lead looks like it came out from the core. It feels pretty light. I think that this thing lost probably 50% of its weight. But again, we were only shooting at 25 yards. So, you know, at a longer distance, I'm sure there would be a little bit more weight retention with this one. But it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to expand and shed its weight. You know, that's the way these SST bullets are designed. But just look at the comparison between the SST, which is just a mess of copper and lead, and look at the cutting edge solid. It's basically 100% intact. Other than some rifling marks, you wouldn't even know that this bullet was fired. The nose is perfectly intact. All right, you can see the nose is 100% the same, and you know, this bullet is just a really awesome bullet for dangerous game defense and dangerous game hunting for your 300 Win Mag or even your 30-06. You can buy these bullets directly from Cutting Edge Bullets, and you could buy these bullets and hand load them yourself for your 30-06 or 300 Win Mag, 300 Rum, any of the 308 caliber cartridges. You can load this, and they also sell a 200 grain variety as well, which I want to hand load and see what kind of performance I can get with the 200 grain. But the 180 grain performs excellent. So I got my scale here, and I just want to weigh this SST bullet. As you can see, it's a mess, and I got my 100 gram weight here, so we're just going to see We're pretty close to 0. And let's just go to grains now. So 86 grains, almost 90 grains. So just like I said, about 50% weight retention with the SST, the Hornady SST. And again, that's 25 yards, so that's to be expected. You know, at that close of a distance to the target, a soft lead core bullet like this is going to lose a lot of its mass. So that's to be expected. But the hole that it left in the sheetrock was really impressive. It left a huge hole. And now let's see. The 180 grain cutting edge solid is almost 100% weight retention. It's 178.5. And I think that's just, I have to re-zero the scale, and I didn't feel like doing it for the video, but I'm almost 100% positive that this is basically 99.9% weight retention on this bullet here. Look at that beautiful bullet, guys. Really nice design by Cutting Edge Bullets. I really love this bullet for my 300 Win Mag. It basically turns my 300 Win Mag into a lethal penetrator for dangerous game, and for SHTF you could use a bullet like this for penetration of barriers and armor and other hard objects. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what other kinds of tests you want me to do with the 300 Win Mag. And as always, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.